What's up, YouTube? God bless and peace. This is Red Zone 101. Got a follow-up review for a air gun that I just purchased. This is the Barra 400E. It's a brand new air gun that doesn't take CO2. It's electric. And I gotta say, when I first heard about it, I was wild. I was like, wow, it's electric. You don't have to use CO2. It's not going to be affected by weather change, the cold, or what have you. For one of your, let me see, your the batteries that go in the back here, you can get a thousand rounds per battery. Uh, Bottom line, it's not all that I hoped it was going to be, and I am returning this. I believe in keeping it real. I don't sugarcoat things. If I like something, you're going to know. If I don't like something, you're going to know. Now, that said, let's talk about this air gun here. This air gun is kind of revolutionary. It's, I guess, first of its kind with technology. Actually, it's kind of, I think, it's piggybacking on the airsoft gun technology, but they've modified it so that you can actually shoot, instead of the plastic BBs, you can shoot steel BBs. It's supposed to shoot a consistent around 410 feet per second, but they found it more like 380 to 400. But anyway, bottom line is I'm sending it back. There is one major issue I just could not get past. So let's get right into this review. The gun itself, well built. I mean, this is a very nice air gun. It's not cheap. It's around $400 just for the air gun. Then you have to buy battery. I think they're 2200 amp lithium batteries, and then you got to get a charger. But anyway, once you get that, supposedly this is a really good deal. It'll save you money on purchasing, CO2s, like what have you, because 1,000 shots per, battery, that's not bad. So anyway, I got it yesterday. It's really ecstatic to get it. I did a review showing how, I was just so happy I was doing an unboxing. Anyway, that said, finally got the batteries charged, took it out to shoot it. Well, first of all, I was trying to load it, and this is where the issue came in. This magazine loader, if you look at it, it looks like the same kind of plastic that you would use on a very cheap water gun. Anyway, I thought, okay, no problem, right? But then when I tried to load it with this, the BBs would get stuck about right here so that they couldn't come through and feed in to the magazine here. Now that was a bummer. So I had to try to get this BB unstuck, which was a job. Finally got it unstuck, right? Before that, I actually tried to, I said, well, maybe I can manually load these by hand, right? The magazine. No. You have to use the speed loader because there is a plunger, I guess, in here that feeds the BBs up, a follower, I guess you would say, and is spring activated. So you cannot put one BB in at a time by hand. It just, like it wasn't working. Anyway, so finally got this unstuck, and I put it in here the way that they showed you, and I used the plunger. But the BBs would still kind of jam to where I'd have to shake it and then plunge it down. And I was really concerned because this plastic here, if you look at that, is really cheap. And I kept thinking, God, I don't want to break this. So anyway, finally got it loaded, right? Had my batteries like in the air gun, took it out to the range, and I'm a pretty good shot. I've been shooting for over 35 years, okay? I'm not going to say I'm the best shot, but at the same time, I can hit my target. And I'm standing about 20 feet, maybe 30 feet. And I'm trying to hit my man-size target And some of them were hitting, and then some of them weren't. I'm like, what's going on? So finally, I put and the air gun is not loaded. So I did it like this, and I'm shooting to watch where the BBs are coming out. And lo and behold, the BBs were exiting the barrel, but they were shooting to the left. I'm like, how is that happening? The barrel is facing forward, but the BBs are shooting to the left. So I had used some Kentucky windage, and I moved it over to the right more, and I was able to shoot. And I tried to adjust the sights to compensate for it. And I got to say, these are really, didn't mention it in the earlier video, but the more I looked at, these are really cheap sights. For a gun that's $400, they could have did better with the sights. Anyway, that wasn't a deal breaker because I was going to put a red dot on it anyway. But that said, shooting to the left, that's something you can't, you can't fix that. That's just a defect like with the barrel or something that's going on like inside here. So, but that wasn't a deal breaker. The deal breaker was this right here and this right here. That said, this magazine is metal. Seems like it's well made. The only issue, you cannot load this magazine, to my knowledge, and I've been looking and searching around, searching the web and looking through the book they gave me, the instruction manual. You cannot load this magazine without this right here. And this was the deal breaker for me. This was what caused me to say, I'm sending this back and getting my money back. Because if you can't properly load the magazine, and this is the only way to do it, and this here is defective and is cheap and it's not well made. Again, I have a BB, I don't know if you can see it, that's stuck right there and it will not come out. So maybe I got a bad one, I don't know, but I just got to a point, it's like, you know what, it's not even worth it. I've got a philosophy. If I buy a firearm, okay, and I know these aren't firearms, they're air guns. This is a firearm. It is loaded. I am carrying it. I'm going to unload it. Take the magazine out. Safety's on. Taking the safety off. Eject it around. This is a 22. If I bought this firearm, and again, not loaded. If I bought this firearm, took it to the range, I might have a couple of, maybe misfires because, again, it is a 22. And 22 ammo can be finicky, but I use the good stuff. I use everything from CCI, mini mags to some of the better Aguila. But the bottom line, I might have a couple of problems, okay? But if I'm having the same issue after issue after issue after issue, and I see that it's not ammo related, not related to a break-in period, because some firearms need a break-in period, but it's actually the firearm that has the issue, I get rid of it. Because my time is valuable. And the other thing is, I use my firearms for recreation, but I also use them for self-defense. If I can't rely on this, I'm getting rid of it. Okay, now, no firearm is perfect. I get that. You're going to have issues. But for the most part, you want to have enough confidence that if I use it, for the most part, it's going to work. This right here, Smith & Wesson M&P compact, will feed almost any ammo I put in except subsonic. So again, I'm going to reload it and put it back in my holster. Because actually that's what I'm carrying for self-defense like right now. Anyway, some of you wouldn't carry a 22 to save your life. That's you. I'm okay with it. I know the pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, back to this right here. Deal breaker. If I cannot properly load this magazine to work in this beautiful firearm, and it's really sad because this firearm, when I say it's well made, well, then again, the accuracy issue, it seems to be built like a tank. I like the all the all-metal construction. When I did actually get the magazine fed with BBs, as far as function reliable, no jams, no anything. I mean, except for the accuracy where the barrel was shooting to the left, and it's not the sights because I tried to adjust the sights, and I could see that. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. I don't see why they made such a really nice firearm, and maybe I got a dud, okay? Maybe the barrel was damaged upon putting it together or something. I'm not sure. But the gun itself seems great. I like the ideal of it. I love the ideal of just putting it on fire and being able to shoot it. If you put it on safety, you can't shoot it. Of course, it's safety. But those batteries, I thought that was such an innovative ideal. I was ecstatic when I heard about this gun, but after having it now and shooting it, no, no, not loving it. I'm sending it back. Now, that said, I'm not saying that Barra doesn't make good products, because right here is a Barra that I bought. This is actually an air gun. It's a Schofield #3, um, and I mean, beautiful, beautiful air gun. Great replica. If I do this, it breaks open with just like a Schofield. You take these rounds here. You put your pellets like in the back because it is a pellet gun. You put them in. Your CO2 goes into the grip here. Single action. Boom. 445 feet per second. Great. I mean, very accurate, fun to shoot, powerful air gun. And this is made by Barra. I mean, nickel finish. I mean, this is just beautiful air gun. And as I said, it's not loaded. It doesn't even have a CO2 in it. You put the CO2s this way, break that open. There's a CO2. It does have a CO2, but it's not pierced, okay? And use this right here to turn the screw to pierce the CO2. But anyway, back to this. Great gun. Well made. Cost about $129. Not bad at all. I mean, really fun to shoot. Another good gun. Now, this one isn't as expensive. This is a Barra Cowboy series. I think it's an 18. Let me see here. What does that say? All right, let me see. Come here, you work for me. There we go. It's a Barra Cowboy series 1866. I mean, it's not a high-end air gun. The plastic is kind of cheap, but for under $100, let's say about about a $79 air gun, shooting BBs or pellets at up to 800 feet like per second. Fun gun to shoot. Beautiful. Plastic is a little cheap, I will say that. Now, the loading on this one also, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people have commented on this. You got to put your your pellets in here. Trying to get them in that small space is just a bear. But once you get them in, it's a single shot. Pump it up like that, and it's just really, really fun gun. There were no BBs in it. Anyway, really fun gun. So they didn't do bad there. And most people like this one, okay? You look at it for what it is. Just a fun toy to plink with, okay? Now, that said, this one here has potential, this Barra 400E, but it's not there yet. Honestly, let me show you. I prefer to that. Oh, let me get it. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's so heavy. This is my Crossman DPMS, full auto SBR. This right here is a fun air gun to shoot. I mean, it's loud. Now, something I said earlier, the Barra 400E, I said it's whisper quiet. It's not really that whisper quiet. When I finally got a chance to shoot it, that electric motor in there, it does make some noise. You will hear it. But this right here, much better design. I mean, much better. I've had if no issues with this air gun whatsoever. Never had a BB to jam. It is a BB gun. It's shooting at top speed about 430 feet like per second. Got my red dot on it. Very accurate for an SBR and an air gun. Very accurate. But the design, let me show you this right here. Take it out. There is a CO2 in it, but it's not loaded. This magazine design is much better than this one right here. Like I said, it looks like it's well built, but trying to feed this bad boy, talking about the Barra now, no. With hand, by hand, it's an issue, even an issue with the mag. But this right here, this is to the Crossman DPMS SBR. Much easier to load. Now, it's not great, but at the same time, this right here, this lever, this little, you pull that all the way down. Let me get it. Hold on. Pull it all the way down like that, and then you feed your BBs in right here. It takes a little work, but you know that you're going to be able to get your BBs in, okay? And once you got them in, your CO2s are in here. You pop it into your, like that, charge it like a regular AR, and there's no BBs in it, but it won't shoot because it's not loaded. But anyway, really great design. Crossman has inexpensive air guns that work really, really well. I own several of these. Well, not this particular one, but several air guns from Crossman. But this right here, really fun to shoot. The weight is really, it does not feel like a toy. Mostly polymer, but it's not that cheap plastic. It's not this kind of plastic. This is the kind of polymer that I would see on something like one of your ARs, a real AR. I mean, great, great fun gun to shoot. Anyway, so now, question. Would I use that for self-defense if it was already loaded with the CO2 in it and the CO2 was pierced? That's all I had, yeah, maybe. Wouldn't be my first choice. Because if it wasn't, if the CO2 wasn't pierced, I gotta snap that off, pierce the CO2s by turning the screw on two, because it takes two CO2s. And if you do it wrong, if you don't put one in before the other one and screw it in, all of the CO2 will come out the other end. But anyway, so again, but air guns aren't really made, well, most of the ones aren't made for self-defense. Now the burner, that's a different story all together. That was built from the ground up to be a self-defense, non-lethal option for those that maybe don't feel comfortable with firearms. So, firearms, something like this right here. Just bought this bad boy out because I wanted to just show it. This is my HK, my HK MP5 in 22. It's not 9 mil. I can't afford that yet, but this 22 I was able to get a hold of. Beautiful gun, works really well. As you can see, it's not loaded, doesn't have a mag in it. It's not loaded. This, would I use this for home defense? Most definitely. Most definitely. If I had to. Reason being, this is very, very reliable. And I know there's people that talk about 22s that, you know, you have issue with the ammo, this and that. But with good ammo, I can go through anywhere between 300 to 400 rounds with not a single malfunction like whatsoever. And if I do get one, drop the mag, rack the slide back, put the mag back in, boom, you're back in business. And these mags for this particular, now this is a real rifle. As I said, this is 22. Great gun to take to the range. Can't shoot it in the backyard like my other air guns here, but at the range, great. But would I use this for self-defense? Yes. I got 25 round mags, and these are really well-built mags. 25 rounds of 22. We've put 22 stingers in here, which got, those bad boys got some pop to them. Yes, this would be a valuable tool for self-defense. And the thing is, almost no recoil. So anyway, just wanted to show that one off. This is my baby right here. Might take it to the range today. So again, I can shoot But that's the reason that I love these here. I can take these in the backyard. This is an air gun. That's a real gun. I can take these in the backyard to my backyard or air gun range and practice all day long or until I run out of CO2 or ammo. Great, great air gun. Crossman, good job. Now, I want to try to conclude this video because it's kind of going long. This one here, though, I think the ideal is good. The ideal is sound. I think they got a solid, well, they're going in the right direction, but it's not there yet, okay? The air gun itself, built like a tank, adjustable stock, metal construction. Rate of fire is not bad. Feet per second, not bad for practicing, you know, just plinking around the backyard. Sights could have been a little better. These are really cheap, but they did add them, so I'll give them that. As far as the shooting to the left, as I said, maybe I just got a lemon with a bad barrel. So I'm not going to dog the rifle itself. The rifle, I still like the rifle. My problem, though, and this is the reason I'm sending it back again, this right here. The only way you can load this magazine, to my knowledge, is with this right here. And this is the deal breaker. Right now, I still can't load this into this because for the second time, I have another BB that's stuck in here and it will not come out. And again, this plastic is very, very cheap. I could see this isn't going to last long. But that wasn't my issue. My issue is that I cannot use this to load this. And you have to have this to load this. So people, I'm going to end my review there. Sorry if I'm ranting. I had a lot of hopes for the Barra here. And I'm hoping they work the bugs out of it. But for right now, it's a no-go for me. I mean, it's not worth $500. That's, well, $470 some. That's what I paid for the air gun, 2 batteries and 1 charger. But it's still, no, I'm getting my money back. Well, I hope so. I've already started the return process. I'm going to let you know what happens. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for, just listening. And if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, okay? If you got comments, let me know what you think. Maybe you've had a better experience than me. Hopefully you have. Although I've seen where some people have had the same issue, maybe not with the accuracy of the barrel going left, but a lot of people are having the same issue with this right here. I think this was a shame because they got a good product as far as the air gun. Really great ideal. No one else is doing that. So why skimp on this? Why skimp on this? You get what I'm saying? Anyway, as you can tell, my mood is about as great as this weather like right now. It looks like it's about to pour. So, but anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I want to say God bless and peace, and have a great weekend. Peace.